Hello, folks. I'm sure you're reading the title of this video, and yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. It's time for another PlushBrains Q&A video. Yeah, I know I had one planned before this, but that didn't really happen due to many problems with how questions were given. By the way, wait until the very end of this video before asking your questions, because I got some rules to go over. But yeah, it's been a while. Been like almost 3 years since the first PlushBrains Q&A. I was gonna do one in 2022, but a lot of stuff happened, both personally and problems with some of the questions asked. Basically, there was a lot of confusion, even though I thought I made it clear, but whatever. I think this is a good time to do it, since this is around the time I think I announced it in 2021, the first one, that is. So I think now would be a good time to make a second Q&A. It's long overdue. Now, how does this work? Well, you should pretty much know the drill, but for anyone who's not sure on how this works, you can ask up to 5 questions, and they can be either for any of the PlushBrains characters. Villains are included, because I know people would complain otherwise, so this is going to be another non-canon event. So if you have questions for the villains, you can go ahead and ask them. It could be about the channel, it could be about the making of certain shows or videos that I've done. Heck, it doesn't even have to be anything about the series. It could be just a random question. Like, don't be afraid to ask something that I've never talked about. For all you know, I might have an answer for it. But before you can ask, I do need to lay down some rules. These are very, very important, so listen up, because there are ways that you can be entirely ignored. First up, you can ask up to 5 questions. This is very important. If you ask anything more than this, you will be ignored. Also, any additional questions that are referred to as bonus questions are not allowed, and they will also be ignored. I know this sounds really self-explanatory and should be freaking obvious, but this is a problem I've had before with other Q&As. I've had people ask 5 questions and then a 6th question that they refer to as a bonus question. They think just because it's called a bonus question doesn't mean it counts as a 6th question. Except it does. So please, keep it under 5 questions. Anything over that will be ignored. Next up, I want you to send all of your questions in a single comment. This also sounds like something that should be very obvious, but it's also something I've had a problem with before. I've had 1 or 2 people send questions via multiple comments, and it's really annoying. So, for context, this on-screen demonstration is how you should send your comment. How you should send your questions. If you send it like this, you're all good. If you send them like this, where it's just multiple comments, you will be ignored, because that just makes the whole process a little harder, and it's just like, you know, they don't stay together that way. If you ask your questions in one comment, then I can easily find all of your questions very conveniently. Next up, if you know me, you know that this is a safety precaution that I have to take. No requests of any kind. And I mean, like, all kinds of requests. Do not ask them. So, like, and even if you try wording it differently, like, again, this is something that I've also dealt with. If you say that I'm not requesting, I'm asking, I'm not requesting, I'm suggesting, don't, because that's the same thing. Asking and requesting are the same thing. Suggesting, you could argue it's different, but even then, you're still saying you should play this game, and honestly, that's enough for me to say that's close enough to a request, so please don't say that. Also, please, do not ask these kind of questions. I have had questions that are structured like this. Dear this character, what would you do if this character joined the show? I do not want those questions, okay? So if you plan on asking, Mario, what would you do if Peach joined the show? Peter, what would you do if Lois joined the show? SpongeBob, what would you do if Sandy joined the show? Do not ask those, because while you're not flat out asking for the character, you're hinting that you want to see them on the show. So if you ask any of those kind of questions, if you request or even ask or suggest for a game or a book or a character or whatever, you will be ignored. Bottom line, requests of any kind will be ignored. So if you want your questions answered, do not request. And then finally, the final rule is that I will not be answering any questions relating to deleted videos, privated videos, or unlisted videos. Just because a video once existed on my channel doesn't mean I really want to, like, bring attention to it. Because either that might cause some drama if it was a video that didn't do so well. People might be like, where is it? Where can I watch it now? Basically, bringing attention to a video that no longer exists on the channel is really stupid. Same thing goes for any videos that are in the Mike's Toontown archives. Yes, you can find them there, but that doesn't mean, you know, everyone's aware of them. So I don't think we should be asking questions about those. Any questions relating to videos that are no longer publicly available on the channel will be ignored. And I think that's all of the safety precautions I gotta pull out, all of the rules. So go ahead and ask away. Again, 5 questions. PlushBrains character, any PlushBrains character, even the villains. And it could be about anything you want. And the deadline is May 29th, 2024. So that's like 2 weeks from now. So, yeah. I hope you have some juicy questions. And let's see if this one actually takes off, unlike the whatchamacallit. Then again, no, it's not that the last one didn't take off, as in nobody asked questions. Everybody, there's a lot of people who asked questions in the second one. It's just that video didn't happen because of, you know, stuff that was going on at the time. But hopefully this one will. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have some juicy questions. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing y'all soon.